Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Burbank here, and I'm excited because I have another episode of Come Back to Success where we're going to be talking about how to be a marketable employee at a company when faced with mental health struggles, or when you're currently, or if you have in your past, and how you can bounce back from that so that you can become the best version of yourself within your employment. Your career track, your employment goals, and things like that of that nature. It's going to be 7 points that I'm going to outline right now, and we're just going to talk through them briefly. And then at the end, I will summarize them, and then we'll conclude with the video. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Number one is believe in yourself. Just having that self confidence that you can succeed in that specific career path, that career track that you're in, working with your team, your employer, by yourself, having that innate ability to say, hey, I can do this. Yes, I might be going through something right now, but how can I work through that and be more cooperative towards accomplishing some of the goals for the company while working at this place, and just being mindful about that. Number two, have your struggles managed with your coping strategies and mental health team. Now, coping strategies I'm going to define are just like things that are helping you stay focused and helping you keep your mental health condition, mental struggles in general intact, and how you can keep those managed and at bay so that they don't become unmanageable to where you need extra help. That's really like takes more of a burden on your position at your work, or just being able to be mindful about that in that area. And number two is the mental health team, which I think a lot of people do have in their lives, whether it be a therapist, a doctor, or both. Things that of that nature that are really help driven for giving people the right, whether it be medication regimen or just the right technical support from a therapist standpoint. That is something that can help provide value, and making sure that you're taking responsibility for that and being able to be mindful of the progress that you can make if you are in alignment with the goals of with what your mental health team is providing for you as a client. And then that in turn will bounce out and bounce back into how you elevate your game and your career path and with your employer. Number three is be punctual to everything. So just being on time is an important thing that we can do to, at least for me personally, like I'm definitely really a good punctual person. And so I found that if you're being on time to everything and getting things, in a timely manner, you can be more successful because you're more prepared. And then number four, have ways to communicate to your employer if you don't feel well. So knowing yourself, I think it was like Socrates or Aristotle said, like, know thyself. That's that's the same bottom line with this situation, and how you can kind of focus in on that analogy, and how if you know your circumstances and you know your behavioral problems, or and just in things in general, things that trigger you, those types of things that can be of value to help somebody else, but also just to help you in managing your employment situation, so that you can be a really exceptional employee and excelling in that position specifically. Number five, I've got be understanding and cooperative with your team that you work with. So just being a team player and being open minded that there's everybody's going to have different perspectives, but you can still be able to be a cooperative person, and you don't need to share everything about your mental health related things in general with your team. I think that's something that I really want to emphasize. Again, you don't need to share everything about your circumstances with mental health with your coworkers or even your boss. So that's something to be mindful of. And then number six, stay focused on your job. So staying focused on your job is really key, because just clocking in, getting the job done, doing the best you can, and then clocking out. That's called a good, job well done, so to speak. And so being focused on that and being mindful and being intentional when you clock into work, and not trying to mess around too much, or even at all, is probably the best way to approach the situation in on an every single day basis. And you'll eventually start to see that the rewards will come out of your efforts because of your sacrifice. And then number seven, uh, work in something that you enjoy. So if you work in something that you find it's really boring, and you don't enjoy what you're doing, you don't find fulfillment, happiness, gratitude. then you got to get out of there and find something that's going to help you stay flourishing, stay challenged, stay motivated to show up to work. Because a lot of people in this world, when we have we get comfortable. If we have something with a struggle out there, we just want to gravitate towards something that's really comfortable quickly. But it might be more beneficial to stay focused on just doing something that you enjoy first, and whether it be a little bit more difficult, but it might take some more time, but being patient. And that's the last thing that I'll say is being patient. So to wrap up, I'm going to look at the 7 steps. Believe in yourself, number one. Number two, have your struggles managed with your coping strategies and mental health team. Number three, be punctual to everything. Number four, have ways to communicate to your employer if you don't feel well. Number five, be understanding and cooperative with your team you work with. Number six, stay focused on your job. Number seven, work in something you enjoy. Those are the 7 steps that I could give to you guys based off upon prior experience as well, and just drawn from experience, and how I can provide insight so that other people can become the more successful in their own career paths when faced with mental health struggles in their past, or even currently, or in for people in the future who might be starting to experience something in the near future. So stay focused, guys, stay positive, and have a good one.